This is Nini, Josie, and Jasavit. Welcome to El HangOut Zone! We want to welcome everyone tonight. Thank you for joining us in this video. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to our YouTube channel. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. How many say amen?
Amen.
And let the choir say amen.
Amen.
All right.
Nini, you're supposed to say it so I don't sound like a little jerk.
You're a jerk.
Today we want to talk about a topic that is very interesting, and it's about gratitude. Gratitude seems like a very simple term. Seems like something that's not that important. Oh, I got to say thanks. But it's not only about giving thanks. It's about having, as so many people say on the internet, an attitude of gratitude. Sounds very fun, right? But the thing is that gratitude affects you in so many different levels that's what we want to talk about. We want to touch those subjects or that subject today, make sure we all understand. And if you never heard about this, well, it's our pleasure. And if you have, maybe you could leave a little comment, if we need, if you have anything to
Add on,
there we go. If you have anything to add on, you could go ahead in the comments and tell us what you think. So today, gratitude. Yosi, let's start it off.
well, first of all, I'm grateful for being on this show, right?
To start off, that's great.
No, this is a topic that everybody seems to think they know or they're aware of it, but it becomes one of those topics that is so simple that it's so advanced. If that makes any type of sense, because gratitude. What does it imply? Being grateful.
Yeah.
But a lot of us are ungrateful children or people, right? For example, us with our parents, not specifically, but any child with their parents, they're ungrateful for everything their parents do, everything their parents provide, all the sacrifices they have to go through to give us what we want, and most importantly, what we need, which is maybe one of the topics we should maybe look into a little bit, because a lot of us. God even like gives us mostly what we need instead of what we want.
Yeah.
And because it's not something that we want, we're ungrateful about it. And then we complain about it. It gets to the point where we don't even want what God gives us because it's not what I asked for. And I feel like a lot of churches have preached it the wrong way. Have faith, God's going to do it. Sometimes God's not going to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes God is going to be like, listen.
And you got to be grateful enough to accept that fact.
Exactly. And then, I know we're going to get into this a little deeper, but like you said, being grateful is like being grateful for even what you don't have yet. So almost you kind of need faith for that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, people have preached it wrong. People say ask with faith and God's gonna give. When you ask by faith, you're giving God the power. Like, God, if it's good for me, give it to me. If it's not good for me, then keep it away. And then that's where people get frustrated. I feel people get frustrated because of the fact that they want what they want. They want that girl. They want that guy. They want that job. They want that house. They want that car. But at the end of the day, is it convenient for you to have it? Is it beneficial for you to have it? Maybe you're not ready for something like that yet. Maybe you're not ready to get paid that much yet, because you might, this what is it? Distray? No.
Detour.
Like, you might get out the way. Out the path. Maybe because a lot of people don't know how to live with money. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people don't know how to live without money. So that's what I'm saying. Like, being grateful is an all-around topic, an all-around subject that we do have to go in depth with.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that it's so simple, but it's so advanced.
Yeah. Nini, you have anything to add on?
Yes. So I feel like during this time, we do forget a lot of the times to give thanks, to give appreciation, to show a little bit of courteousness to one another. I think sometimes we get so lost in the times that we're in. We get so lost in the moments, or sometimes in the jobs, or in anything that we have going on, that we forget sometimes, like, Thank you. Thank you for taking the extra time to meet me halfway. Thank you for showing me a new skill. Thank you for allowing me to grow a little bit more with you. And just simple words like that, I think can make a difference in someone's life and even in yourself. I feel like we go a lot in life owing or being in debt of gratitude, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Being in debt with people that sometimes you don't even realize. Like, thank you, Grandma, for coming into this country 30 plus years ago for us to have a better opportunity. You know, like something so we don't think about these things anymore. We don't really think about the past or the future of things. And I think with appreciation and gratitude, we always have to tie it in together that whether I see the blessing or not, whether I see the achievement, whether I see the business growing or not, I give thanks for it from now, which is kind of how Yosef is talking about right now, where I'm applying my faith, but I'm applying the gratitude. I'm even if I don't see it, even if I'm not watching the fruits grow, I know that whatever happens, even though I never had it, it's still going to be a blessing. It's still something great is still going to come out of that gratitude that I'm giving beforehand, which is hard to sometimes apply to your everyday life because you don't think things through like that. No one has the time to be like, yo, did you give her thanks? Or sometimes even in an email, something silly, right? You say thank you in advance for the favor that I need you to do for me. But we don't apply that in real life sometimes. That's just because somebody's not seeing us and we really need them to get it done.
Yeah, and I feel like for example, the gratitude and being thankful. I've noticed that, like, for example, when you're in a restaurant, and like the waiter or waitress comes and hands you your water or whatever. You know, some people don't even give thanks for that. And for me, it's like a big thing. Like, if you don't, like, I found you like rude if you don't do that. But that's the beginning stages of gratitude. But I feel like gratitude, like I think Yossi said also, is like such a profound topic because you need to be, let's put it this way, in a state of gratitude. Not just say thanks, that's easy, but in a state of gratitude because how should I put it? I forgot right now.
For example, like Nini was saying, like we have to be grateful for everything. Even like, for example, like when you have a bad friend who did you dirty, or when you have that girlfriend or boyfriend who cheated on you, or you have that parent that abandoned you at a young age, instead of being bitter or depressed about it, it all depends on your perspective on it, right? You're like, all right, what did they teach me? And I'm grateful for that, you know? Like, maybe I didn't have my father around, but I'm grateful for everything I learned, all the time I passed with my mom, or all the situations we dealt with together as a family, me and my mom, right? Or you know, I feel like that's what it mostly is. You know, if you're in a state of gratitude, your whole perspective has to change, because you're always looking for, what is God trying to teach me, or what good can I get out of this situation? You know. So maybe that's what maybe that's what you were trying to say, you know. The state of gratitude is you gotta live in it. You gotta live in it. You gotta be like, God, thank you for this job. God, thank you for this project I'm about to start or initiate. God, thank you for this car I'm thinking about buying. God, thank you for this person that I'm thinking about talking to even. So it's just about being in a state of gratitude.
It's kind of like what you said earlier today, where a lot of the times we make our own plans and we want to see it through, but we don't put it in. Let's say we don't bring it to someone who knows more than us. We don't bring it to someone who's already been in a business for 20 plus years to check my business plan out and tell me what you think, because we don't want that criticism. We don't bring our plans to God beforehand because we don't want him to shut us down with whatever it is that we're planning to do, and we know in our hearts we're like, yo, I'm going for it, whether anyone likes it or not. And yeah, we put that, oh yeah, but God is in the mix. But sometimes we make it our own reality already, and we don't really put that plan through to him first, for him for God or for the more experienced person in whatever field it is that you're trying to pursue anything. And we forget, like, you know, rejection does happen. Things do happen, but at the end of the day, I still have to be thankful, because even though I didn't have it, it shouldn't affect me, because it was never mine in the first place. I can just try again, over and over again. But if I understand that, if I apply that to a grateful heart, or just being at peace with everything that I do, then it changes your perspective completely. I feel like you're not just always focused on the plus that you're gonna get or the achievements that you're gonna get. You're gonna be like, okay, I failed, but I can try again and I can get up and do it all over again. But that takes a lot of inner seeking, and I feel like a lot of falls to finally realize, damn, okay, I fell so many times, I can pick myself back up at some point.
Being in a state of gratitude, what it really impacted me was the way your mind works. For me, anything that has to do with the mind is very interesting, and it's very, I don't know, it's something I feel that is worth studying, because the mind really is everything. It creates your reality. Your reality is your reality because of your mind, what you have learned, what you have been taught, what you have, what information you receive, what you have experienced is also part of it. You know, it creates things in your mind. So now, if we go to gratitude, it's very interesting seeing how, if you're always complaining about what you don't have, what you like, maybe you need to start or want to start a business, and you're like, oh, I can't because I don't have this skill. Or maybe you want to do some other kind of business. Oh, I can't because I don't have the money. If you're always in that state, you have to put that in your mind. This is states we're talking about, not United States, but it's a state of complaining. You know, it's one thing complain one time, is another thing to be in a state of complaining all the time. You know, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows somebody that's that negative, that's always complaining. So when you're in that state, you are never going to attract what you are looking for. Why? Because your mind is so powerful that you repeat the complaining so much. So your mind is always in a state of, I need, I can't, I won't. You know, it's always in a negative state. So even if you do get what you want, your mind is in a state where it doesn't enjoy it. And that's very impressive to me, because that explains a lot. You know, there's some very rich people that is not happy. There's some very famous people that are very miserable. So, and why is that? Because the state of mind. Now, if you are grateful, when are you grateful? When do you say thanks? When somebody hands you something. Well, if you are grateful before you get handed something, in this case by, we believe, God, if God has you, if God, you know, prospers you and God, you know, puts you in a good way or whatever, then if you are thankful beforehand, you're easier or more likely to attract that. Why? Because in your mind, you've trained your mind to think, wow, I already have this. And that's kind of what Yossi was saying with the whole faith and how it ties into gratitude. Because some people have a very basic faith. Oh, you know, let me believe that God's going to do something because, well, I have no other choice. That is the wrong answer. That's a very, well, maybe not the wrong answer, but it's the very childish or immature base faith or basic faith. It's a very basic faith. And yeah, that's good enough to start. But once you keep maturing or maturing, like some people like to say it, you find out that faith is not enough. Faith has to become an understanding. Now, I understand why God is going to do something. Why? Because I'm thankful. And I forgot which one of you guys were saying that when you're grateful, you're more likely to be in the right path, even though there's going to be troubles. We're not saying you're going to, you know, have everything your way or everything's going to be fine and dandy. No, there's still going to be troubles, because we've said it a lot of times. Struggles is part of the process.
I don't want to make this a relationship thing, but it's almost like that. It's like, you know how you always have more fun? Well, I mean, I don't know more, right? Because I'm locked down. But you know how you always usually have fun in the conquering stage?
Yeah.
But once you get that cookie, it's over.
Yeah,
It's just like, oh, okay. And then it starts dying out, and you're like, maybe it wasn't meant to be. It's just, no, you had, like you say, you had your thoughts in the wrong path. It's like, because you needed this person to be happy. In your mind, right?
And that, I feel like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I can't explain myself, right? Because I want everybody to understand the way I understand it, how powerful the mind is. Yeah. Like, this is not just, oh, I'm having these thoughts and, that's whatever. No, what you think becomes your reality regardless. If you, like I was saying, if you start a business, but you're always complaining, you might get to the business, or you might get to have the business, but it's not going to be enough for you. In anything, like you were saying, in relationships too, maybe I'm asking God for a certain person, and then I finally get her, because I'm so insisting on it. I finally get her, and then when I find out, it's the worst decision I've ever made. Why? Because I wasn't grateful. I was in the state of I want. You're not grateful.
And it's mostly like all these famous people and rich people who kill themselves. It's like, why are they killing themselves? Like, if you think about it, it's like, why are they killing themselves if they have all this money?
Yeah.
Like, Michael Jackson had a zoo.
Yeah.
Bro, if I had a zoo, I'd have mad fun.
And you get to hang out with monkeys and stuff.
And I don't want to judge, because, maybe it's going to get to that point where we have enough, and maybe we aren't happy. But this is one step towards reaching that pure heart happiness, right?
Yeah.
Because all these people get famous and they end up doing drugs. They get famous, they end up killing themselves. They reach their goal and they end up unhappy. They reach their goal. It's like I was listening to this podcast with this YouTuber Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And he was stating how all these people, like the Tyson Fury, the one who just won the title.
Okay.
He before this one, he had won every title there was possible, and then it reached that point to where it was like, okay, now what? And like whoa. So he turned to drugs. There was a football player, I forgot his name. What was his name? But there was a football player that once he won the Super Bowl, he says that he sat in the locker room and was like, okay, what now? And and then obviously later he turned into a motivational speaker. But it's just that. It's just like you're so focused on getting here that it's like what the Joker said in one of the Batman movies. he's like a dog chasing a car. You don't know what does a dog know what to do with a car once he catches it. He just he knows he wants to catch it.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Like we're not grateful for what we have now, so we're never gonna enjoy what we have.
And you know what's very impressive? I feel like that's why if you go to the more poor areas, well, in certain parts, they're so happy and they're such nice people. Like literally, they saw courteous, and you're like, what? Why would they be thankful for?
And feeding into that, like I go to Guatemala, like, obviously, because I lived a little bit over there, and stuff. But we used to go to the little towns, right? And over in the little towns, you see kids playing outside soccer. You see kids having fun. Kids playing baseball with sticks. You see all these kids doing mad innovative stuff and active stuff outside. And then you go to the capital and everybody's on their phone.
Yeah.
The kids are on their phone. Nobody's playing with each other no more.
Let's not go that far. Like I feel like I had this conversation the other day where I was saying how grateful I was for my childhood. Where when I went to Dominican Republic for the summertime, that's what we did. Like, we literally had fun with one another. We went out on the streets. We made up a game called Joom and tag and hide and seek. Even when the light was gone, we made everything work at a young age with almost nothing. And now, fast forward to now, and even fast forward to when I was growing up and I was getting all these gadgets. Like, I didn't play with the Nintendos. I didn't play with the Sega Genesis. I didn't play with all that PlayStation stuff that I would get for Christmas. Like, I would when cousins came over. But I'd rather spend the quality time. Like, I enjoyed better being barefooted, running in the rain outside, where some people might be like, what, are you crazy? But those were the highlight. Like, I was grateful for that type of childhood where I speak to my girls and I'm just like, I want my kids to have that. Like, I don't want them to be just so caught up in technology, cooped up in a house. And even when I have the chats with the kids that I mentor, so how are you guys doing? I'm here so excited. And they're just like, we're bored. There's nothing to do. I mean, they have all these gadgets and all this technology where you're supposed to be so, advanced, and some kids would die to have at least a moment of some type of television or some type of playing a game for just a little while, because they don't have that opportunity. But you have these kids that do have it and they're just like, I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. That's their what's next.
Yeah, I mean, and that makes you so ungrateful. And that's where you become, how you call the spoiled brat? Because you're not grateful. And the thing is, it's such an impactful thing because, all right, I'm grateful. And okay, if you follow kind of what I'm saying, it's like, all right, if I want to start something in life, all right, be grateful about it first. We believe in God that He gives us our thing. So when we ask Him, if you read the Bible, it doesn't say ask God and then if you get it or when you get it, be thankful. It says ask God, and be thankful. So you ask, but you are thankful at the same time. Thankful, and it puts you in a state, I think you mentioned it also, it puts you in a state where you accept whether He gives it to you or not. Yeah. But if you're very, badly focused and you just focus on the thing you want, well, that already means you're not grateful. And it means you won't like it if God tells you no.
Exactly.
So then again, what do you want? Do you want what you want or you want what's best for you?
Exactly.
You want what's best for you at the end of the day.
Well, technically,
You're
because
right.
you want what you want.
Yeah.
And that's understandable because
We're
even
not criticizing.
like even us sometimes we want what we want. Like yo, I want to get that car, and we make it. The thing with especially Christians, going more into the Christians. We make what we want, what supposedly God wants.
Yeah, we make it. But God put in my heart.
Yeah.
Whether now you gotta think: is it in your heart by God or is it your?
My dude,
I
you know
prayed
God
about
did
it.
not put that in your heart. That's something you want. Like
I prayed for confirmation.
I know, like, yo. And speaking about that, remember when we was in Nyack, and then everybody used to get word that somebody was gonna be their wife.
What? I wasn't there.
Yes, you
What?
were.
Everybody, bro,
Ring
I mean,
by spring.
everybody used to be like, "Oh yeah, God told me that you're gonna be my wife," and blah blah. 90% of that never happened. I don't know if there is. That's why I'm leaving the 10%.
Yeah, as I close my ears to false prophecies.
but it's that like you would try to make what you want something
God
that God wants
You
to
said it
give
good,
you,
yeah.
and it's not like that. Like sometimes you want what you want, which is okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
But don't expect you to have it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if I, for example, let's say, because I don't want a Ferrari, but let's just put that as an example. Let's say I want a Ferrari. Now, if God thinks it's a good idea to give me a Ferrari, then He's gonna give it to me. Or I might get it just because I'm persistent, and then it's gonna be bad for me. It could go either way. That's a problem with all this.
But that's what I'm saying. Being thankful changes all that perspective.
Exactly.
Because when you're thankful, okay, you get it. And let's say you failed miserably, you go crash it, for example, or it's the worst thing you ever got because it put you on debt or something. Yeah. Well, then if you're grateful still, you're going to find, okay, you learned your lesson.
Exactly.
Maybe I need to be a better administrator of my money.
And this ties into a lot of what I preach, the intention. What is your intention?
Yeah.
Because, for example, I'm a type of guy that of course, I want to be successful, right? Because who doesn't? But I want to be successful to help others or to keep serving God. As crazy as that sounds, right?
Coming from you.
but I want. That's why I want to be successful. But like my idea is never to have like a mansion or never to have a Ferrari, let's say.
Again, nothing bad.
It's nothing bad. Like if you got the money to do it, do your thing. But my thing is, it's not that I don't want that because it's name brands and stuff. It's just I don't want it because it's not me. You know, like I want a decent house, a nice big home, maybe not a mansion, but I want a big home where me and my family is gonna be comfortable, and I want a good car where I could travel without a problem.
Yeah.
As long as I have that, preferably a pickup truck, God. But
Specifics.
I want you to want it.
Thank you, God.
No, but I want a good car that's gonna get me from point A to point B, or like what our uncle does. El Apostol Eliu, that he buys the best car because he knows where he's gonna put him in. Like it's the only cars that get that far.
4x4,
yeah, and stuff like that in Guatemala. So that's kind of what my needs are, or my wants are. But I don't know what God's gonna give me. So like you say, and it's hard to be grateful for something that you don't have yet, and you don't really know what it is.
Bro, and you know what kind of upsets me? And we've talked about this quite a few times, but it upsets me so much that other people enjoy about this when we're the one that always been preaching about it.
Oh, yeah.
When we preach about being, having faith and think about, God gave it to you already. Yeah. And people do this all the time. I'm pretty sure everybody knows somebody who thinks about positive thoughts and, you manifest your wishes.
Yeah, they just
like
take God out the picture, but it's the same thing essentially.
And I think we said that in the last episode. For us, everything that's in the Bible works whether you believe in God or not, because they are principles. right? So if you follow the principles, it's gonna work for you. But now the problem is if you don't have a foundation, which we know as Jesus Christ, that's why you get satisfaction when you get things, because your foundation is Jesus Christ, and everything else is built upon a foundation, which makes it strong.
And it's almost like what they say, you know. Basically, what we're saying is stay humble, even if you do have a lot. Stay humble. Always remember that. Like I hate this new trend that there is of YouTubers helping out less fortunate.
Yeah, it's very
less
good.
fortunate.
Now that you mentioned that, I seen a video from India. I don't know if you guys seen it, where the guy comes and to give somebody food who really needs it, and since the guy sees the camera, I'm pretty sure it's
probably staged.
Yeah, scripted. But since the guy sees the camera, he's like, no, like he gets all embarrassed. It's so true.
Because you know how embarrassing it is for somebody to help you. Like I know probably a lot of people don't understand that. I went through something like that, but it's so embarrassing to receive someone's help because it's in our nature not to ask for help. It's in our nature. Like that's what we were born with. We don't like nobody helping us.
We want to be self-sufficient.
Exactly. We don't want nobody to know we have problems. We don't want nobody to know like my marriage is on the verge of being broken or nothing. Like.
And you said something crazy today. Sometimes we rather things get messed up than to ask for help.
Exactly. Right. And that's the problem because that's a new trend. Like you helping somebody, but you want to record it. Like stop, bro. Like if you want to help the person, then help the person. Record like the preparation or the fact that you want to do it.
Yeah.
That's cool. But not when you're actually giving it to the person, because then it's not coming from the heart. At least that's what I think. I feel like YouTubers probably do it for content.
I mean, I feel like some of them do it some of them say that they do it to motivate others to do it, which is understandable. But I guess there's a limit because, like you said, nobody wants to be seen being helped, per se. That's more embarrassing. And like I say, some people might rather go hungry than get somebody's help like that.
Yeah, I feel like to get that type of recognition, because most of these people do it as a trend. Like they do it time and time again. There's this person that I've seen quite a few times that I believe owns like a bodega, and he always sees like people in need always come in and out, and like if they need the money, like he'll leave it like near the candy spot, or he'll give them the food, or he'll put money somewhere, but it's always recorded as well. And I feel like it's just a certain amount of dignity to the person who's receiving it, just for their confidentiality and just for their, for their sake. Like you don't know what anyone is going through. You don't know if it was just that month that they were going through something. But it's just, if you're going to be grateful, if you're going to do a favor, if you're going to do anything, don't expect anything back. Or I feel like even in this context with the people who record all these other people, it's like you're doing a favor, but you're getting recognition with just with everything that,
and they're getting paid for it.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
They get paid for views. So you so that's my thing. Like, so then why are you really doing it? You know what I'm saying, Nini? Like for example, like you're doing it because you want to, or because you know you're gonna get paid off of it.
Yeah, like where's your heart?
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I feel like it just is. There's a lot of things that tie in together.
Sorry to cut you off, but I just don't want, because I always forget things. Right now, the last thing you said was, dang, you said something good and I forgot, even though I said I wasn't going to forget. Like, for example, sometimes you need to give with gratitude. As crazy as that sounds, I'm going to give with gratitude. Well, yeah, giving with gratitude makes you not care whether you get paid back or whether you're going to receive a benefit off of it, because you're already grateful about it. So that's my point, I guess, after all this, is that gratitude is really the center of happiness.
Right.
You look for happiness in things that are not, that don't have no structure, that don't have no foundation. But if you have gratitude, that's a good place to start. And
that's the thing, because like, let's say a lot of people do favors expecting a favor in return.
Exactly.
And then we call them ungrateful. Like, oh, that dude is ungrateful because I did mad favors for him. So then why you did the favor?
Yeah.
So then you didn't do the favor with gratitude. You did the favor because you, at some point, you expected something back from them.
And I mean, I get there's businesses and I get there's relationships like that. But at the end of the day, you need to be grateful to be happy. If you're not grateful, you're always going to want more. You're going to need more. Well, you're going to think you need more. You're going to always be looking where you could take from. But if you're grateful, you're going to find out that you already have everything you need. You already have everything. Like for us, right, starting the podcast, I was always, one of my excuses was, oh, we need this camera. We need And little by little, like we just started with, and thank God for this. Look at what I'm saying. Thank God for this quarantine. If it wasn't for the quarantine, we would have never started this. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm grateful. So you see, gratefulness puts you in a state where you're really happy with what you have already.
That's right.
And that really, makes you feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
Fulfilled.
Or like what we said, because today we went to visit one of the families in the church, right? And he said, that, it's crazy because before this quarantine, which is ridiculous to say because everybody probably sees this as a bad thing.
Yeah.
But before this quarantine, we used to think that we can't go one day without working.
Yeah, because it's
one day without working, that means at least $100 less in the paycheck. At least. Mm-hmm. That's the least you could.
And we're gonna go hungry.
Yeah, and we're gonna go hungry, and we're not gonna be able to pay this, or we're not gonna be able to go out, or we're not. But this quarantine showed everybody, like, it's good to take a step back. It's good to
still
take
alive.
chill. Look at it. Everybody's still alive. Everybody still paid their rent. Everybody's still eating. Everybody's good, and even more, like, now you're enjoying your family more. Now you're enjoying your friends more. Now you're getting to do things. You're watching movies when before you didn't have time, and things like that. So it's just it just all falls in. Like, if you're grateful for anything, because I believe like this is a bad time, right? This whole thing was bad in the beginning. Now we got control over it. Now we know how to prevent it, how to take care of ourselves. And now it's the time to be grateful. Like, God, thank God for this. Thank God because He's doing this. Because now He gave us a chance to, for example, start the podcast. He gave us a chance to regroup, to start other projects that we have planned. So that's my thing. Like, if you're just in the state of being grateful, then nothing could be bad.
Exactly. And I feel like that gives you such a strength because I was looking into this, guys, and it's not just about anything biblical, even though it is. You know what I'm saying? It affects the chemistry of your body. Right. Being grateful affects the chemistry in your body. So now we're not only talking about spiritually. We're not talking about, just being nice and something Christians do. No. It really affects the chemistry. You get dopamine, endorphins, you get serotonin, and I forgot the other one, but it all, all those
chemical reactions.
All those chemical reactions, what they do is provoke happiness, provoke being peaceful, provoke less stress. And so this is something the Bible has been preaching, let's put it that way, for a long time about being grateful. The Bible always says, love your enemies, forgive one another. Why? Because if you don't, the chemistry of your body is going to promote depressiveness, the lack of motivation, laziness,
anxiety.
So this is something that goes with, como se dice en español, como mente, alma y cuerpo, with all three things, with your mind, your soul, and your body. This affects everything, and I found that mind-blowing because you think gratefulness is just something, nice to be nice. No, it affects the chemistry of, and then that means you're less healthy if you're not grateful. It means you're always stressed out. It means you're always alterado. How you say that? You have anxiety or jittery. So you're never in peace. You could have everything you ask for in life and not have peace. Why? Because you're not grateful. If you're grateful, your body's in a state. I'm talking about body. I'm not talking about just mind and the way you think. I'm not talking about spirit or nothing. Your body is in a state where it's in peace. And then you can really enjoy things in your mind and your soul and your body and whatever. So see, these three things, I find that so amazingly important. And I hope everybody has had, a chance to understand this.
For example, I just would love for us to add this Bible verse from 1 Chronicles 16:34, which is, give thanks to the Lord, for He is good and His love endures forever. The first thing there is always give thanks. And I just want you guys to be reminded that during this time, be grateful, give thanks, do favors without expecting anything back, because the compensation that you're going to get is way bigger than what you can ever imagine. Sometimes doing something for others without any intentions or without any expectations, it's way more gratifying than you doing it just because, okay, today I'm doing it for you and I want you to do it for me the next day. No, never expect anything. If someone is going to do something for you, they're going to do it because they want to. And expectations always bring you down one way or another, because the way that you give might not be the way that someone else does. So appreciate everything that's done for you and even whatever isn't done for you during this time.
Can I add something just in case? One thing I wanted to add is, remember, we are not born being grateful. This is a practice. This is a discipline. This is something you have to practice every day. There's some people that say be grateful before you go to bed and you sleep even better. So it's like, this is something we need to work on in our lives, and I invite you to do so.
So we just want to remind you also, we do have our YouTube channel for you to come visit us there at any time you have time. You could just, while you cook, there's a lot of people who have told us that while they're cooking, while they're cleaning, they just put the podcast and they listen to it. Also, if y'all want to leave comments, suggestions, questions, or topics that y'all would like for us to touch, that would be very helpful also, because we know what you guys want. And to always subscribe, like the video. Thank you for the support y'all have already been giving. That has been a lot. God bless you, all of you who are supporting, who are promoting, who are telling people to look us up. We appreciate you and we thank God for you, right? But like I said, always like the page, always subscribe, tell your friends about it.
And until next time, from El Hangout Zone.